All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start this off a little bit different. We're going to be doing some shop improvement type things, and then we'll get into the car. Yeah, you tell them, Ian. You tell them what we're doing today. Come on. Oh, you don't want to be on the camera now?
Yeah. I'm looking.
Why do you look like you just rolled out of bed?
Huh?
Why do you look like you just rolled out of bed? Your hair's a mess. Yeah. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, wipe the drool off your face. Look like you just woke up.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, anyways, let's get into what we're doing today. As you can see, I have limited floor space in here. I try to minimize what I have in here as much as possible, but I don't have much outside storage either. So, as you can tell, I have all these tires over here. I don't want to put them outside over the winter because they'll get full of water and all that stuff. Not that it would hurt it. I don't know, I'm weird and I don't want to store them outside. So what I ended up doing is getting these tire racks. I think they're for trailers and stuff, but it looks like there's just some angle iron on the side, so we're gonna try to find some studs and sink it in. So it should hold about 4 tires, hopefully, and then we're going to mount them here, I think, because I think this is the space that I probably wouldn't use too much. Obviously there's no outlets on this wall. I usually just put this spare LS that I have over here. So I'm thinking somewhere between the railing and this, so that I can still get tires up, but also it's not so low that my short ass isn't walking into it or whatever. So that's kind of what we're gonna do, and then we'll get into some stuff on the car. So the other thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna hang 2 more lights. All my lighting's kind of over there, so I have the 4 lights over there, that light. So what I want to do is put 2 more lights in here, because when I work on the car, when the car's parked in like this, and I have the hood up, the hood blocks pretty much all the light, so I don't really have much light on the engine, and it makes filming a pain in the butt. So let's kind of get into that, and let's get these boxes opened. All right, so looks kind of straightforward. All right, so it's kind of obvious where the studs are, because on my house, behind the drywall, you can see the drywall screws or whatever. So I have a stud finder. There's the edge. There's the edge. So as long as we stay on a stud, we'll be fine. So, all right. All right, so I messed up, and see, this is where I messed up, right? So there's a stud right here in the wall, and typically they're 16 inches apart. Well, I didn't notice that between that stud and that stud is 13 inches. So that throws off my entire measurement this way, because it needs to be, it's 40 inches wide, or 48 inches wide. So that's 3 studs. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I guess it's 4 studs. So yeah, it should be 4 studs, but 3 gaps. So yeah. So if I started right there, it would, yeah, I fucked up. All right, so the other part that I screwed up on is I didn't allow enough room between this rail and this rail to actually get the tire up in there. So it's gonna have to come down like probably a good 3 inches. I'm just gonna go 4 to be sure. 4 more inches down. And yeah, so you live and you learn. So, all right. So here's the semi-final product, because I'm probably gonna order one more for this section right here, so I can get another 5 tires up there. So speaking of that, is I thought I was only gonna get 4 in there, but I was able to squeeze this one in there. I know it doesn't just quite sit down in there, but it's nice and tight, so I don't think it's gonna fall out or roll out or anything like that. So I was pretty stoked about that. So that'll allow me to run, it'll be an odd number, but it'll be 15. So about 7 sets of tires up there. This is kind of what we have left over. Most of the time I shouldn't have this many tires on hand at one time. Maybe in the off season, I don't know, because typically I order every paycheck. I order like $100 worth. So sorry, there was a UPS guy outside, I think, bringing me more presents. So anyways, yeah, typically I shouldn't have this many on hand. I got like a screaming deal on a bunch of these tires, so I ended up buying, like a couple months ago, I ended up buying like way more than I would ever need or normally buy at one time. I ended up buying like 30 tires at one time because they were about 30 bucks a pop. So I have an influx of tires more than I normally would. So all right, so next thing we're gonna do is probably install 2 more lights, because as you can maybe see, I got 4 over here, 1 right there that came with the garage when I bought the house, and then I want to put 2 more there, because if you could see, like, my lighting over here is pretty bad. But the main reason is when I work on the engine on the car, and I have the hood up or whatever, none of the light can actually get onto the engine, so I can't film for one, and then I really can't see very well. So I want to put a couple more over here and just kind of brighten it up a little bit. Yeah, we'll get started on that. So first I probably got to move this car out and create enough room right here so I can work. So, and it's an excuse to fire the car up too. So. All right, so I was gonna move it out, but it's snowing, so yeah, so there goes that plan. So I'm probably just gonna move it back to the garage door, and that should be enough room. I thought it was nicer outside than that, but apparently I'm lost in the cave, so oh well. All right, so I got them up. What a difference. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I definitely can tell. It is so much brighter in here, huh, Ian? You're not very enthused about this, are you? I like it. All right, so the only way for me to turn these lights on and off is that switch right up there. I can't reach that, I'm too short. So what I did with these other lights over here is I hooked them into Google Home or whatever. So, hey Google, turn the lights off.
Turn the lights up.
Well, that one's staying on for some reason. Hey Google, turn the lights on. Hey Google, turn the lights off.
Turn the lights up.
That is so weird. All right. So anyways, that was a fail. But I don't know why that one's not turning off right now. But typically that's how I turn the lights on and off in my garage. So I gotta order 2 more of those. See up there, I got. Hey Google, turn the lights on.
Turn the lights up.
So right up there, I have these like Bluetooth outlet things, and that's what turns them on and off. So I need to get the same thing for over there, so they all turn on. And apparently fix that one over there. I don't know why that one just stopped working all of a sudden, but gotta order those off of Amazon. So, all right, well, let's get working on the car, and let me explain what's going on. All right, so one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a long time on the car is this. Ian, watch out. So, like, I got a lot of holes in the floor and stuff like that over here. So that's a lot of dirt and stuff like that. On the other side, this one's out. So what I basically want to do is fill all those holes in. On top of that, there's like this gap under here on this cage plate. I want to fill in that gap. I got some metal to put in there, stuff like that. So in order to do all this, I think what I'm going to do is start stripping some of the interior, take the seats out, and get those off to the side so we have some nice working space. I'll really try not to mess these seats up more than I already have. I'll probably wash them and stuff too, but... All right, so I have these different size washers and stuff to fill in some of these holes like that, and then I'm just gonna clean it up around there, and then weld it. Same with like that hole over there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just maybe fill in all these little ones or whatever. So yeah, let's get the grinder out and clean those up and fire up the welder. All right, so welded up kind of what I could with what I have. Welded all these holes in. These holes, I'm gonna work on these square holes right now. I'm gonna go cut a piece to weld in here and on the other side. I don't have anything round and big enough to cover that hole or that hole. I might come up with something here in a little bit, but right now we're just gonna address these square holes real quick on both sides. All right, so I got these floor plates welded in or whatever. So now I gotta move on to this. I got some metal. I'm gonna cut. I'll measure that real fast. So measure that. I'll cut it at 4.5 inches. All right, so last night finished up welding up all the holes in the floor and those things. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna strip the remainder of the interior. We're gonna get everything out, so then we can get some dry ice and get the rest of this sound deadening off there, and then kind of prep the inside of the car for paint. So, all right, we'll get working on that. All right, so I wanted to show you guys the progress so far on the car. So we pretty much got everything stripped that we needed to. There's a few things left to do, but I think we're as far as I can go on this video. I'm gonna still need some dry ice to get the rest of the sound deadening off, but that's for another video. All right, so I didn't really set this up in the beginning of the video on why we were doing the things that we were doing in this video. So mainly I wanted to get those tire racks up and get these tires off the ground, and I didn't really explain why, and it has a lot to do with floor space and what we're going to be doing to the car over the next couple of months. So I wanted to take all this stuff out, and as you can see, when you take all the stuff out of the car, it starts to pile up everywhere else, and you need to have space to put those things. So that was the reason of getting that done. There's some other things that I want to do to clear more floor space. We'll get to that kind of stuff later, but let me kind of talk about the next couple of months on the car, getting prepped for next year and stuff like that. So there's a few different things that I want to do to the car. I want to do a lot of beautification. We're gonna clean up the inside. We're gonna make some quality life improvements as far as in, you know, how miserable it is to drive the car in the summertime. So we're gonna try to alleviate some of that. Obviously, I'm not gonna put AC in there, but I want to create a heat barrier between the bottom of the car and me in some fashion, so that way I'm not cooking inside the car, because it's pretty miserable inside this thing in the middle of the summer. Hopefully these improvements aren't futile, but we'll see. The other thing, we're gonna do some body kit stuff. I got something in the works on that, and it's on its way. And also we're gonna rewrap the car. I haven't decided whether or not I wanna go with a full teal wrap and really make the car pop, or do something a little bit more tame and do like a metallic black, you know, with some flake in it or something like that, which I have a sticker on the door right here. You can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it. It doesn't really pop until it kind of gets in the sunlight. But so another thing that we're gonna do is, it didn't need to be done, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to rewire the car. There wasn't anything really wrong with the wiring on the car. It worked perfectly fine, but like anything, you try to progress and get better. And I know that if I do it again, it'll be better than last time, and hopefully it'll be the last wiring harness that I'll have to kind of do on this car. I'm doing a diagram and all that stuff, which when I get to that stuff, I will post that up and let you guys see. Because with wiring, you got to plan everything out and to make it as clean as possible. And that's kind of what I'm going for, is as clean as possible, and then ease of use, a lot of connectors in different spots, so nothing's actually like hardwired into the harness. And not that I did that a lot on the last harness, but I would like to just improve my skills with wiring and stuff like that. So all right, I mean, like I said, I'm as far as I can go in this video. In the next video, we're going to continue cleaning up the inside, get some dry ice, knock out the sound deadening out of there, and start scuffing everything up and getting it prepped for paint. And then we're gonna dive more heavily into the car. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.